Hi, Brooke. Can you hear me? Hi, Brooke. Can you hear me? I'm trying to get it so you can see both me and this back here. I'm trying to get it so you can see both me and this. Probably going to have to do some adjustments, but that's okay. Probably going to have to do some adjustments. That's okay. All right. So I have a feeling that I'm just this dark shadow in all of this. Is that true? I have a feeling that I'm just this dark shadow in all of this. Is that true? Am I happy? Comparatively, yes, I'm very happy. Am I happy? Comparatively, yes, I'm very happy. And by that I mean a year ago, a little over a year ago, I I was in bed pretty much. If I wasn't at work, I was in bed. I mean, there's many reasons for that, but basically it was health related. But I was also unhappy, and now I'm living my dream, which is I'm moving to Cancun. Along with that, there's been some sadness that I left my country. Of course, today of all days is that's hitting home. I have to be careful how I say things because YouTube now takes what you say and transcribes it. And so, hi, Cher. So, whatever you say can and will be used against you. Um, but what happened, I'm one of the believers that it wasn't by accident 20 years ago. So, anyway, so yeah, I'm happy. A lot of my trip has just been focused on getting the job done, like it's kind of an epic move. When I decided to sell everything and move back, I got so into the next thing that needed to be done that I actually didn't take the time to feel a lot of emotions. And I mean, sure, there's been moments when I've been very joyous and free, but like this whole trip, driving a motorhome, I think I've traveled about 3,000 miles now. It's been quite the adventure, and I've been really focused on getting the task done. So to answer your question in a long-winded response, yes, I am happy. Um, I mean, this is a journey of a lifetime. I need to remind myself to take time to enjoy it instead of being so focused oriented. Does that make sense? Hi, Michelle. Hi, Christina. Mwah, 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 mwah. My lovely ladies are here. So happy to see you. So I wanted to share the view with you. This is one of the reasons I wanted to go live today, but I'm not sure that it's here. Let me get out of the camera shot. Maybe it'll show up better for you. But I decided to upgrade today. I'm on the 5th floor. It only goes 5 floors, this hotel. Um, but they have these huge ceiling to floor windows. And this view is absolutely breathtaking. So I've been trying to figure out how to get me in the camera and so you can see me as well as seeing the view, but it doesn't seem to be doing both at the same time. See, because if I come in here, then that goes kind of white. But I could try moving the laptop, maybe once again. We'll try it. I know these are lives. I'm supposed to have all this figured out, but I don't. I'm still figuring it all out. How's that? Now you can't see either of us. Oh, that's good. Yes, I do. And I have one in the motorhome packed away in the a donut, uh, one of those donut lights. I have it packed away in a suitcase buried in my stuff. I wonder, that's an idea. What if I did this? That's probably not bright enough. Nope, but that's okay. So I guess you're just going to be stuck with me for a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's just really gorgeous here. It really is. And I am in a place called San Juan, San Juan del Rio. And I don't know if I could, Foyle and Alara have this Streamlabs figured out where, they can show you pictures online. Not quite there yet. Hi, Gina. Oh, good you see it. Oh, Gina, perfect time. Okay, ladies, I want to introduce you to Gina, my new friend. She's going to be doing a live interview with me next Wednesday, the 15th. And it's going to be in the afternoon, evening. I can't remember, sorry, the time. And it's going to be Pacific time. I think it's 6. Gina, you can correct me if I'm wrong there. But she's going to be doing a live stream and she's going to be interviewing me. And it'll be my first interview, so I'm hoping you guys will show up and support me and meet Gina. She's a fellow cat lover like I am, but what is she? She has 5, I think, 5 kitties. And I was telling her my joke about the, 4 cats is the crazy cat lady starter package. And she went and she got the super crazy cat lady, with one more, how you can supersize your, yeah, 6 p.m. PST, so Pacific time. So I hope you guys come and show your love and support to both me and Gina next Wednesday at 6, the 15th. That'll be fun. I'm nervous, of course, because I naturally stutter when I am nervous, but I'm excited. But I thought I'd come online, and again, even if I have to get out of the shot for you to see it, there you go. Can you see that? Isn't that just gorgeous? That is just stunning. And then at night, I've posted a few videos where the whole city lights up at night in this view. I haven't even closed my blinds. I don't care if they see me sleeping. It's just too beautiful to pass up. Patricia, you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for coming. It makes it so much more fun when you guys are here. My lovely lady friend. Does anyone have any questions? Like an example would be, how are the roads driving in Mexico? And my answer would be, I'm surprised that I have brakes and shocks left because they have these, oh, what's the Spanish term for it? Topes? They're speed bumps. Um, so you're driving along, all of a sudden they have this sign of a little bump in a car going like this, and you have to just slow down. And some of them aren't that bad, but a lot of them, I mean, my motorhome is almost like high centered. They're just amazing. And my kitties are in the motorhome. Right now, if I could describe the parking lot of this facility, I am pulled way back into the very back. There's a 10-foot brick wall behind my motorhome. And today's only going to be about 75. And so I have all the windows open and there's a lot nice breeze. So there's a lot of airflow in the motorhome right now. Yeah, they're enjoying it. They're sitting up in the dash in their little kitty beds, lounging, the rough life. Um, what's really amazing is how well they've acclimated to living in an RV. I expected a lot of problems. Maybe not expected as but anticipated. I anticipated just a lot of issues, and I've really had none. Um, I know I've not mentioned this before, but one of my kitty's sister is bulimic, and I think it's emotional in nature because it doesn't matter what food it is, or the water, or the time of day. It's just sometimes I think she just eats so fast, and I don't know what that is but for 90%, 95% of this trip in 3,000 miles, actually, no, I bet you it's about 3,500 miles now. I've not had any issues with her. I'm there with her and I hold her and give her loves and kisses and um, but yeah, they've just settled in so nice. Um, Charles, he's the lover. I've missed, since I've been in Mexico, one thing that I have been highly focused on is my safety and their safety, and the motorhome safety. And that is the reason why I am staying at these hotels, is because I can park my motorhome in a secure environment um, where I can be safe, the kitties can be safe, and the motorhomes can be safe. And granted, it's a little bit more expensive than I wanted to, but this view for 2 nights only cost $150. And that's on the high end of the pricing down here. Yeah, it's just stunning. So I did upgrade a little. It would have cost me not that much for just a regular room. But all of the places I've been staying have just been super phenomenal. Just an average room like this room isn't uh, magnificent. Has a TV and a tiny bathroom, king size bed, so it's nice. But in Southern Oregon, this room probably would go for about 200 a night, probably 230. But oh yeah, the topes, the squirrel. I do that a lot. Uh, but so you're driving along, and all of a sudden you have this speed bump. But then on the other hand, the roads aren't as well cared for. The only other way that I can compare it to is California. They have horrible roads. So you're driving along, and you're just doing this or this, and it's just my motorhome is a workhorse. It's just really truly been a blessing to get me this far, and I pray that it continues. But yeah, just here for a few days, planning the rest of my route through Mexico. Um, Once you get around, let me see if I can do this. Once you get around Mexico City, all the highways and freeways turn into this, um, how shall I say, like a spider web. I'm going to hold this up to the screen. I'm going to see if you can see it. Probably not. But there's just a million ways to go. So once I get down past Puebla, then I know that, there's only like 3 or 4 roads you can take. So that's going to be a no-brainer, but it was just getting around Mexico City, and I'm honestly hoping to avoid Mexico City because I've been stuck in some cities. I think I told some of you the other day I was in tears. It was more of a physiological release because I had been in town for 3 hours, stuck going in circles and on these roads that were car on this side, car on this side. I'm trying to get through here, and it's just pothole, raised, and I mean, it was just a nightmare. So, trying to get Garmin and Google Maps to agree has been a challenge too. I'm going to do a special video, I think, on Garmin because, as great as it's reported to be, it's been challenging to use. Oh, so let me read the chat and get caught up on some of the questions here. How many miles or days till you make it to your home? That's Patricia. Hi, Patricia. So when I left my last destination, I had 1,133 miles. And then yesterday morning, I was going to drive 200 miles. I was going to make it to Puebla. And then in my head, I decided, no, not going to do that. And I ended up going 38 miles. So to here, which is San Juan del Rio. And so now I have about 1,095 miles left, which comparatively, if I only have 1,000 miles left, then that means I've actually traveled about 4,000 miles already. No wonder why I'm tired, right? Patricia's, thank you. They all have been quite lovely that you've stayed in safety first for you and your kitties and motorhome. You're in my prayers every day. Thank you so much. Oh, Michelle, you're here. Lovely Cherry says, if you can drive around Mexico City and avoid it, you will be better off. The traffic is horrendous. And that's exactly kind of what I was figuring, only because I was in smaller towns when the nightmare happened. I ended up coming back along the freeway. Traffic in this place. Now, my first 100 or so miles, I was in backcountry. I don't know. I took a route, that was nowhere. But anytime I'm around a city, what's phenomenal to me is how many trucks, semi trucks they have. There's an incredible amount of commerce going around in Mexico. Uh, Truck after truck after truck. You can't pass a car without seeing a truck, at least. I'd almost say there's more trucks on the road than cars. Um, but yeah, so by the time that I had made it back and Garmin said take a right, I ended up going 10 miles out of town back to the crossing, where you have to pay the money. And by that point, I was just in tears. I was just like, the stress of the day. I needed to get to the hotel. It was getting dark. And I'm not a crier, but it was just the poor guy, you know, it was just like, and then they wanted to take me. They kept pointing this way, and I looked over there, and I'd have to cross 3 lanes of semis and go up this hill in my motorhome. And I'm like, what? And of course, my broken Spanish, their broken English, I'm using Google Translate. So finally, one of the guys says that they'll get on their little quad motorcycle, and they drove me up. So I followed them. They drove me up this hill, up over the top, and then back down around to where I would have been pulling in behind myself. And then they moved the cones for me so that I could make a U-turn and go back into the town. And then I got into my hotel. And that's why I think I stayed 3 days in that hotel, because I was just wiped out from that experience. Am I still buffering? Am I still frozen? Hmm. Well, that's interesting. Okay, maybe try refreshing. I don't see anything going on here on my end. I'm so sorry about that. The only thing that I can think of is it's the hotel internet. They don't give you much bandwidth. So I apologize if that's just, um, maybe if I'm not on it, maybe you can enjoy the view a little bit. Anybody have any more questions or any other questions? The weather here today is going to be about 75 degrees, which is absolutely perfect. It was last night I went out and I was just in a tank top thinking, it's warm because I just come through Mesa and Texas, and oh my gosh, the heat in Mesa. I will never go back during the summer months. I nearly died. Um, but last night I went out in a tank top and it was chilly. It was like 66 degrees. Oh, and I have to tell you, I have met so many nice, wonderful, helpful people. Um, just truly incredible, kind, helpful people. You hear the horror stories about going to Mexico and don't do that, they're gonna kill you. I think people live where they live in their heads, and so no matter where they go, they would think that. But I've just been met with nothing but kindness. I have not had any situations where I felt insecure or unsafe. What part of the South, Christina? South Texas? When I went through Texas, it wasn't that bad except for in the day I stayed in this Kickapoo. I love the name. I love saying that name. Kickapoo RV casino resort, and I will never stay there again. Highly do not recommend. The only thing that they have is basically, sewer, water, and electricity. No shade, no services, and the casino had like 5 restaurants, and they wouldn't even bring you something to eat. I have a disability and I couldn't walk very well, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend them. Oh, by the Gulf, Christina. I bet you it's beautiful down there. Michelle, what is the expat community like down there? I don't know yet. Um, when I went to Cancun, I don't know if everybody's heard this yet, but when I turned 50 in last November 2020, I uncharacteristically did something nice and lavish for myself, and I went to Cancun for 2 weeks. I ended up staying 5 months. Now, during that 5 months, I didn't do a lot of sightseeing. I didn't do a lot of activities because my body was still healing. When I first got there, you know how people can run upstairs like this. I would take a step and then my other foot would meet it. And then I would take a step and my other foot would and I was just huffing and puffing by the time that I got up there. So it took my body about 5 months. And then by the time that 5 months was, I walked up 4 flights of stairs just to see the view. So um, now that my body is improved, I'm still not. Georgia Gale's Quantum Journey 3333. Hi, Georgia. So lovely to have you here, my new friend. So, Michelle, to finish answering your question, I hadn't had an opportunity yet to reach out to the expat community that was there um, because I was still healing. And of course, I did that Tony Robbins in March. Um, and I connect that in my head by, I was um, still working on me, I guess. Michelle, lovely cherries, you're right. They are so friendly and helpful and so kind. And um, I just don't have enough good to say. Uh, Currently in San Jose, California, Georgia. That's wonderful. I went live today basically so you guys could see the view that I have from my hotel room. But the camera doesn't seem to want to stick on me and the view. So every once in a while, I'm just switching back so you can see the glory that is. When I checked in yesterday, I was transfixed for like half an hour just watching. And I've always said too that if I were Native American, which I do have a little bit of that in me, my Indian name would be Cloud Watcher, because that is one of my favorite pastimes to do is to just sit there and stare at clouds and watch them. I mean, I think they're magnificent and fascinating and beautiful and of course I mean the natural clouds, the clouds made of nature, if you get my drift. How's the stream so far, guys? Is it streaming okay? Can I get a 5x5 that you can still see me and hear me? Yeah. So this is my second live ever. Um, like I like I said, I still don't know what I'm doing entirely, but I'm still learning. Hi, Sam. Welcome. So glad you're here. Every time somebody new comes on, I show them the view because it can't see me and the view. I wanted to make sure that you guys experience this with me because I just thought it was too glorious not to share. What's interesting, except for a few trees, it's amazing to me how similar the geology is. Um, like this right here is kind of like a valley with some surrounding hills and mountains around the outside. This could be anywhere USA. This could be where I came from in Southern Oregon. I mean, it looks the same. You have cities and buildings and big, I don't think that's a sawmill over there, but stacks with smoke coming out and stuff like that of big machinery. Oh, that sounds interesting, Christina. So many beings in the clouds this year, way more than usual because the veil is thinner. I saw a medicine man holding out his hand, and there were 3 mushrooms in his hand the other day. That sounds interesting. Sorry, I can get lost in the clouds. I shouldn't turn my head around like that. But you can see it, right? And still see me? Anyway, after this stop, Michelle, my next destination, I'm going to try to get around Puebla. But I don't think I want to get in Puebla because it also looks like a bigger city. I might take the route around it and end up a little below it. Yeah, I mean, if you can see how many streets they have on that, I don't know if my phone is doing it justice, but that's the type of city I want to avoid. Especially, see, even in LA, I didn't like driving my motorhome. So it's not a cultural thing. It's more of a structural thing because a lot of the roads here are even smaller. Um, but the city I was just in, they had freeways. Santiago de, well, shoot, there's me and my memory again. Santiago de Querétaro. They had freeways going through the city, and I just held that. I'm driving, and I'm like, my elbows are in, and I'm just holding my breath, just getting through it. But luckily, I mean, I'm a good driver, and I kept telling myself, I'm a good driver, I'm a good driver, I can do this. But the traffic has been insane, and I would correlate it with like almost like LA traffic in some of these places because it's just so so much, and I just get a little overwhelmed with that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get below Puebla. Being that I'm just about 1,000 miles left, I'm gonna see how far that my body can drive now that I have a route planned out of here. Um, and actually, I thank LA traffic. I thank LA traffic for preparing me for driving down here. Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna get a little drink here. They have wonderful coffee down here. The best coffee. If you're a coffeeholic like I am, try some Mexican coffee because you'll be hooked in no time. What's today? Saturday. Saturday, the big day today. 20-year anniversary. I think that's another reason why I stayed an extra day here, just because of the enormity of it. And again, I can't say too much because what YouTube does is they take what you say and they transcribe it. And so anything that you say on YouTube can and will be used against you, could get you banned, especially if you don't follow the narrative in their playbook. It's just a really big day, and I hope that nobody forgets uh, what a few people are capable of. Um, I'm one of those that the math didn't add up for me. I think I can say that without getting banned. But anyway, um, yeah. So 1,000 miles, like I said, the roads are going to be a lot easier to navigate. Because right now I could take 400 road south easy along this freeway section. It is so complex. Of course, when Google Maps and Garmin don't agree, it can make things. They argue a lot with me. And then Garmin, I got to tell you this. I'm putting in the address that Booking.com gives me of the hotel I want to go to. Address not found. This has happened 100 times. This is Garmin. This Garmin is. I paid $400 for this machine. Money I didn't want to spend, but after Google Maps tried to kill me in Oregon, I'm like, I'm going to get this, right? Put in the address, booking.com, and then booking.com last night took me 2 miles down the road in a completely wrong place. I'm parked in front of this supermercado, which is a supermarket. And finally, I'm calling the hotel. I'm like, "Hello, where are you?" And they were really nice to help me. And they're like, "Oh no, we're down the road by Coca-Cola." So I ended up figuring out a way to navigate my way here. But even with tools, driving can be challenging. It might need to update because I can tell you by yesterday I was ready to throw it out the window. Because that's what took most of my time yesterday was trying to get Booking.com, Google Maps, and Garmin to meet up. Because the reason why Garmin's important to me is that it's for motorhomes. Um, Google Maps will take you anywhere, the fastest route. And I know that firsthand because when I was in Oregon, I was going to see my dad and I went up towards Coos Bay and then down. And it took me, I think it was 23S. Now, this is funny because now, if you can watch my hand here, I'm going forward, but I'm going left to right. I'm going back and forth, and then I'm going this way. So it was like a carnival ride in my motorhome, and the roads were this narrow, and then there was a cliff on the right. So I will never drive that road. Even in a car, I wouldn't drive it. I was such a wreck by the time I got to the grocery store. The guy at the deli, I just wanted to pick up something quick, go and rest. And I'm like, yeah, I just drove that road. He goes, you did what? He goes, I don't even drive that road. So if the locals don't drive it, it's not a good road. Um, let's see what else. So that was the experience that taught me that Google Maps is not my motorhome's friend. So this is why. Yuvonda, you're here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lovely lady. Welcome. Oh, anytime somebody new shows up, I get out of the screen so you can see my view. I wanted to show everybody and share with you my view from this wonderful hotel room because it is so magnificent and glorious. How could I not share this, right? With my friends. I love you guys. You got to see this. It's just stupendous, amazing, and gorgeous. I upgraded myself just a little bit. And it wasn't much. I mean, I got this room for 2 nights for $150. I mean, that's nothing. Aren't they gorgeous? I know. Unfortunately, my camera, I don't have a donut light. Um, I have a donut light, but it's packed under boxes of stuff. But by the time I get to Cancun, I'll have that unpacked at the apartment. Because once I'm still renting that apartment, I don't know if I let you guys know this. I've been renting my apartment in Cancun the whole time I've been gone. It's just a way to keep my things safe. Because I have a whole apartment. It's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment down there. And let's see. And then from there, I'm going to be looking around for properties. Because it's taken me so long to get back down there, I don't know if that home will be available to me. So I'm going to be looking at all my options and find out the best solution for me and where I'm at. But I will still be getting a bed and breakfast. I just don't know exactly where the location's going to be. So we'll see. Um, and then what I have to do is set up a corporation, because if unless you are a Mexico nationality, you are not allowed to own property within, say, 50 miles of the coast. And 50 miles is a rough guesstimate because they do everything in meters, kilometers. That's another thing. Squirrel moment. Uh, I'm driving down the road and it says 37 miles to my destination on Garmin, right? But the signs are saying like 73, and I'm like, okay, Garmin's really messed up here. Really, I'm done with Garmin. But then it turns out that everything is in kilometers. So, you have 73 kilometers, 23 miles. It, it, those numbers aren't right if you double check me. I was just using that as an example. It's 1.6 kilometers per mile, I guess. Um, and the street lights are different. In every city you go to in the USA, there's the red, yellow, and green. I mean, they have some new ones that might be across this way. So they have these down here, but then they have these. They're like LED picture signs almost. It's incredible. Some of the technology they have down here is fantastic. Like the hotel room I just stayed at, not last night, I think, but the night before. You gotta check. Okay, so you have these room keys, right? This hotel, the one I stayed the 3 nights at, in order to get up to your room, you had to use the key card. And I cannot tell you how many times that I got onto the elevator and I pushed, you know, 5 for my room, and I'm holding up the key, and then the whole elevator goes dark and I'm sitting there in the dark. Like, obviously I didn't do it right. So then, but by the 3rd night I had it down. I'm like, okay, I two-handed, like I'm doing this. I got it. And it stopped leaving me in the dark. That was really funny. Can you guys still hear me? I know I've been talking a lot. Don't know if you have any more questions. Yvonne, maybe try refreshing. It happened earlier, but what I know to be true is the hotel Wi-Fi doesn't give me a lot of bandwidth. So I'm going to wrap things up here in about 4 minutes. If anybody has any more questions. Oh, that's good. I want to give you guys just a few more minutes of this view. I'm going to be, oh, thank you. You know, I'd like to say that I'm becoming spiritually enlightened and all that stuff, but my ego is still such that I put makeup on for YouTube. You know, so Yolanda, thank you for your kind words. Michelle, lovely cherries. Have you checked out Puerto Morelos, just south of Cancun? It's where we live when we are there. You know, I have. I've started looking at properties online. Cancun, Morelos, and the one south of there, southwest. So yeah, all up and down. You know, just to see, what my options are. Love you, Patricia. Big kisses. Thank you. Michelle, when are you getting back? I would love for you to show me around too. Ideally, what I'd like is like a 5 bedroom, 3 or 4 bath, probably like a 4 bath, um, rooftop pool. The one that December at the latest. Well, I will definitely keep that in mind. I'm hoping to be out of my apartment pretty soon. I don't want to rent there for like a year because of finances. But yeah, but regardless, even if you don't show me around, you can still show me around and we can hang out. I think that would be awesome. But I got about a minute left here before I wrap things up. Oh, I can't wait to hang out with you too. I look forward to it. And I want to thank all my friends for coming today. Means the world to me that you're a part of my life and that you love and support me during this journey. I really don't have enough words to, and which is funny because I talk a lot sometimes, but to say thank you. Just thank you so much. You just mean the world to me, and it means a lot that you're here. And don't forget, okay, so September the 15th, it's Wednesday. I'm being interviewed by Gina on Van Life by Gina, 6 p.m. Wednesday the 15th. I hope that you come and show your love and support. It's gonna be a live interview. Um, so I'm nervous but excited at the same time. Come show your support for Gina. She's a fellow cat lover like I am, and I hope to see you there. And I'll be premiering a new video of the last couple weeks, so it's going to be something you've not seen before. We're going to, and then also there's this. I'm not premiering a video then. There's on the following Friday. I'm going to be premiering a video that you've not seen. Um, yeah, I hope I'll be sure to share the link with everybody. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. I promised 4 minutes. So I love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Catch me next Wednesday on Van Life Rocks with Gina. Okay, and I'll share the links. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Oh, and we're going to have just one more second of this, and then we're going to sign off. Love you guys. See you soon.